All right, fellas, here we go. Today we are going to compare multiple fractions. So let's take a look at some of the key terms. We've got ascending, descending,
and least common denominator.
All right, thank you, Mr. Morford.
You're welcome.
Okay, here we go. We got to hurry. Draw a picture is one method, or use least common denominator, LCD. We'll talk more about those. Our first method is to draw a picture. So here is your picture of 3/4. 3 of the boxes are shaded, 4 equal size boxes.
Our next fraction is 1/2. We draw a box and we shade in 1/2 of it. So our fraction is 1/2. Our next fraction is 5/6. We draw 6 equal boxes and we shade in 5 boxes because 5 is our numerator. 5 boxes are shaded in.
Okay, and then if you just take a look at them, you'll see if in this one we're going in ascending, so we'll put the smallest fraction on the left, and you'll see here that 1/2 is the smallest, so we'll place that first.
And our second fraction, when you compare them, the amount of square that is shaded in on 3/4, there's less shaded in on 3/4. So 3/4 is our next biggest fraction. And our last biggest fraction is 5/6 because it has the most boxes shaded in.
All right, and there you go. So drawing a picture is one way to compare fractions. So next method here, it's pretty complicated. So take a close look. We're going to write these fractions with the greatest number on the left. It's called descending order. So our first step, we will find the LCM or the LCD. It's the same thing.
And that stands for the least common denominator, or also LCM is the least common multiple.
All right, and so what we're doing here is listing out all the multiples of 6. So you're counting by 6, counting out the multiples of 12, counting by 12.
And we're listing the multiples of 9. We're counting by 9.
And then the key word here is common. So what do they have in common? And what is the least or the smallest? The smallest number that they all have in common. And you'll see that 36.
All 3 numbers have 36 as a common number or a common multiple. So in this set of 3 numbers, the least common denominator or the least common multiple is 36.
All right, so now let's use this least common denominator, 36, to write an equivalent fraction.
And
so
Mr. Bobby, what does equivalent mean?
Equivalent means the same.
Very
so we're going to
good.
write a fraction that's the same.
Very good.
All right. I'm pretty good at this, aren't I?
You look like it, yes.
So we were given 1/6, and the common denominator is going to be 36. So you just have to ask yourself,
How do we find 36 from 6? What operation are we using here?
okay, we'll go ahead and multiply the numerator and denominator by 6, and then that'll give us 6 in the numerator here.
Because if we look at that, 6 times 6 equals 36. So we multiply 1 times 6, that equals 6. So we have our next fraction is 7/12. And again, our common denominator was 36. And Mr. Bobby, what times 12 gives us 36?
Well, Mr. Morford, I'm going to multiply 12 by 3
Very good.
to get 36. I'm going to go ahead and multiply 7 by 3.
And that equals?
21.
21.
Last one we're taking a look at here is 5/9 or 5/9. We're still trying to get 36. Mr. Morford, what are you going to multiply 9 by?
My calculations tell me that 9 times 4 equals 36.
Dang, you
All
are
right.
good.
Yes.
So smart.
So 5 times 4 equals 20.
Okay, well, let's wrap this one up real quick. We're going to have to finish up in another recording. Be right back.